Hey friends, welcome to Rock&Lap. Today I want to do a video of a vibratory tumbler that I made from scratch. Mostly the steel is just scrap steel I had in the barn. I bought a motor from Amazon, some hardware from Granger, about $10 in hardware, and the barrel I got from Kingsley North. The past year I have had a vibratory tumbler from Raytech. It's a TV-10, much smaller unit. Today I was finishing this batch actually, and I burnt out the motor. I have had some issues with this where I had to do some rebuilding, but I believe the motor is shot now. So I actually had to finish, I put this barrel on my unit to finish the burnishing stages. So before I show you the details of how I built this, I'm going to tumble this group of rocks here. I've already rough tumbled most of them. A lot of them were in pretty good shape from Lake Superior. The majority of what I'm going to do is just quartz, which always polishes nicely. I got a couple pieces of jasper, which look really interesting. I'll show you close-ups of all this stuff in a minute. I'll flip the camera around. And then I've got three larger stones that I could never put in this little barrel here. They're also from Lake Superior. This one here is actually from my yard, but I'll zoom in on these in a minute and show you what they look like with this other group. So let me flip the camera around. We'll go through the pieces of the build here. I'll show you these rocks, and then we'll come back in 7 days after I go through the 3 grits and show you the final results. These are all dry right now. I'll squirt them with some water just so you can see what they might be like once we get them polished. We'll see if they don't polish similarly. Okay, so what we have here is a motor that's just mounted to angle iron frame that comes up to the base, and the bowl will sit on the base. This whole assembly is floating on springs such that all the vibration goes into the bowl. Okay, that's basically how it works. When it's running, you can touch the base and really feel very minimal vibration at all. You know it's running, but all the vibration is up on top. So the barrel, I bought it from Kingsley North. It's a Tumbler barrel. I think it's an 18-pound capacity. It's much bigger than the TV-10 one that I have. But I should be able to put all these rocks in there, and let's get it loaded up. Well, it's been 2 days, so I'm very satisfied with how this is ground down. It's pretty much a slurry now. Normally on the smaller tumbler, I let it go for 3 days with the 120 grit, but I'm satisfied with this. I'm gonna move on to the next stage. Okay, everything is closed and clean. We've got the 500 grit aluminum oxide. I'll let this go for a couple days, then we'll go on to the final polish stage. right, well, here's the end result. I'll just do a flyover and then we'll do some close-ups. If you want to go back to the beginning of the video, I did show all these dry, and as expected, they were just no reflection. I have a tape measure on the end just to show the scale and the size of the batch. These rocks on the end are quite large. So let's just do a couple close-ups of my favorites. I'm going to start with the largest ones. This is about 4 inches across, one of the biggest rocks I've ever tumbled. I'm not quite sure what it is. Let me zoom in. But it took a nice polish. It's shiny. I like the amber in there. And then the next large one was this. Looks like there's a lot of granite, but it was that green stripe of, I think it's epidote, that caught my eye on the beach. Took an okay shine. For as large as it is, this one's not quite, just about 4 inches. This is the big one from my yard. Could have tumbled it longer, I suppose. And then I got a couple pieces of unakite. This one turned out pretty good. I think it's unakite. Isn't that pretty? I met somebody at Lake Superior, oh goodness, about a year ago, and this fellow was real proud. He came up and said he found a root beer agate. And I have no idea if that's a real thing, but this reminded me of him. And I'm not saying this is an agate, I just think it reminds me of root beer. And these two red ones I thought were cool. You really look at the grain on there, it's pretty. All those speckles. Granite, not sure. I like the orange in this, orangish kind of color, big grains. Maybe granite, probably granite with a couple bigger pieces of quartz. This one was cool. You can kind of see this line going around it. This one here, I like the line. This one looks like a piece of ice. Well, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun learning how to build a vibratory rock tumbler. I've got under $200 into this, and in order to buy one of this capacity, you're looking at about $600 to $700 to buy a new unit online. I weighed this pile of shiny rocks. It weighs about 12 pounds, and my ceramic media weighs about 8. So when this thing was fully loaded and you saw the tumbling action, that was churning about 20 pounds of material, which is quite impressive. I'm very happy with that. So on that note, I'm going to end. Thanks again for watching. I'm going to turn it over now just to show some of the silly prototypes that led up to this. I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.